Learning Ulilevi Omer, Rebbe in Boston, Rebbe Kodesh Baruch Chayoel Mabot, Zchus Yagin Omer. On Parshas Veschanan 5765. Friday night, the Rebbe Zt said, Veschanan Hashem, Moshe Rabbeinu beseeched Hashem at that time. Now this week this week after Tisha B'Av we read Haftarah Nachmu Nachmu Ami. Console should be consoled my nation. That it's a consolation for all of the people of Israel. We also read in the Parsha that Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to go into Israel and he wasn't accepted his prayer. And where's the consolation? That's very difficult to comprehend. If a person prays and he doesn't get in, we can explain it according to what the Chazal say, that the fact when everyone is in trouble, it's a half a consolation. That means that when others are in trouble, we too feel the pain of others. We know we're all in the same boat, so to speak. That we can understand how low we are, that our prayers were not accepted yet. And after Tisha B'Av, we feel that the Beis HaMikdash is still in its state of destruction, and the redemption has not yet come. This is a proof that we're not worthy yet. Therefore, we read Parshas Veschanan to tell us that our prayers aren't accepted yet. There's still a destruction, but it's not only because we're not worthy, because even Moshe Rabbeinu, who was definitely worthy, the Rebbe Shalom has a greater plan. We have to know what that plan is before we can determine what to do. And furthermore, we see from our Parsha, what we read, that we received the second tablets, even though the first ones are broken. That too gives us strength to continue. We see that even though the first ones we lost, which was all in its entirety was the work of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, they were broken. And we might think that's the case, we'll never get back to receiving that which HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to give us and we want to receive. Even so, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave it to us. Not in the same state as we would have had it otherwise, but at least we received them. And who made them for us? Moshe Rabbeinu. And these ideas act as a strengthening for us to continue learning Torah, to keep mitzvahs, and to be able to persevere, to go forward, even when things are bleak, when the other nations of the world don't recognize how much they are fighting against us. Before Mosdos, the Rebbe Zt said, the destruction of the city of Sheneshiv was on the 10th of Av. Sheneshiv was where my mother's family came from, Alei Sholem. There, the rabbi was the grandfather of my mother, the Rebbe Zt. And according to Halacha, 10 B'Av is still part of mourning. We learn now in the Gemara also. Yochanan wanted to establish the 10th because that's when the majority of the Beis HaMikdash was destroyed. One could say why the Goyim didn't complete at that time of the destruction. Throughout the generations, they have destroyed and continued to destroy, as the entire city of Sheneshiv had about 400 families of Jews, and they were all killed, men, women, and children. Outside the city, and they were buried in what's called a grave of brothers. And among them was the oldest sister of the Rebbe Zt, her husband, and her two children. The Rebbe Zt visited them, and she told that she remembers them from that visit, and she recalls they would come home from Cheder, they would sing the Nigunim of the Cheder, and how much of a joy and sweetness was there in these children. And now, when a child smiles, the most person who's the angriest or most, he has to smile as well. And these terrible people of our generation, not only didn't they smile, but they killed as well. That's what we're going through now in Eretz Yisrael as well. They don't mind killing their own children. That's what the 10th of Av is in our times. That's why we say in the double Loshen, Nachmu Nachmu Ami, console us, console us. The Rebbe Zt says, console us, console us. That the destruction of many of our own time should be consoled as well. Console us for what took place in the past, console us what's taking place in our times, console us what's happening now. May Hashem give us the strength and the ability, and grant us the seeing the consolation of Yerushalayim and Zion with the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu Omer Yameinu. Amen.